Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Circle. We're going to be going over a kind of cool strategy I figured out probably a month or two, 3 months ago, around there. Now, it's on leveraged trading, so there is some risk involved, but this is definitely the least risky that you can get for using leverage. Now, honestly, personally, my favorite thing is leverage. Now, it lets you act more like a whale. A whale is just somebody with a big bag, somebody holding a lot of coins who has a lot of disposable income to throw into investing. They might be able to put in 10,000 a week, well, you can only put in, 500 or 200 a week. So, if we could be anything like them, then we could see a lot change in our lives and our friends and our family lives if we could help get this money rolling in the crypto space, right? So I'm going to show you how to go on Kucoin, how to get money over there, because that's always a big how it works on DeFi. You always got to find a strategy, and I'd always advise to figure out how you're going to consistently get money to a certain place by paying the least fees. And I think I found a few ways that you can go about it, but one way I like more than the other. So let's hop over here on Kucoin really quick. And I'm going to just search it up. I don't know if it's going to be any different if I search it up here. Yeah, it wants to bring me to my assets. But I just want to go to the main page just to show you from the beginning. Yeah, it's bringing me over here. So this is what I'm just holding on Kucoin. I know I'm looking for wallets to get this to, but it takes a lot because you need a bunch of different wallets. That's the great point of Kucoin in the first place. It allows you to get coins that you wouldn't normally be able to get because they're on a whole entire different network or their own blockchain, like VeChain, VET. Nano is on its own thing. I don't know. I tried to buy Nano on Uniswap. You can't do it. I tried it on QuickSwap. So it's a lot harder to find certain coins. It's always good to have that go-to marketplace, exchange. So KuCoin is great. Just remember, it is restricted in certain states. New York doesn't support it. Although KuCoin isn't supported in New York, but that only comes down to if you're depositing money into KuCoin. Like, if you've ever tried to deposit into one of these exchanges, they'll talk about MoonPay or Simplix, things like that. That won't work on KuCoin if you're in New York. If not, you have nothing to worry about. So what do we do if we're in New York and we want to get money to the KuCoin exchange? So you have a couple options. You would click, obviously, deposit. Now, I think the easiest thing, you could send any of these here, but I would send BTC. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but you could choose what you like to send. Personally, I say BTC because on Cash App, they only support Bitcoin, I think, at this point. They might be adding more cryptos in the future, but Cash App's a really good way because they don't have all these lockups. I've heard a couple rumors about people losing money. I mean, that's everywhere on the crypto space. I mean, you got to take your upside potential into account, right? So if you think, hey, if I can get into this trade either today or tomorrow, I might see a 300, 400% gain over the next few months, then it might be worth it to take that risk, if you know what I mean. But the Cash App way is probably the best way when it comes to max amount of withdrawal, because the other way is to go through Coinbase, right? And if you guys use Coinbase, you'll know that you have withdrawal limits depending on your account size, depending on how much you hold on the exchange and your history with the exchange. So maybe you have $2,000 to put in, to some coins you really need to get into, but you can't because Coinbase has, your withdrawal limit is $1,500 or $1,000, and you want to get everything in today if you can. That's why I suggest Cash App. Always read into it and figure it out first, understand what you're doing. I'm not a financial advisor or planner, so don't just instantly, blindly follow my methods here. You should always work around with these DeFi projects and figure out kind of how you can get money over to them. Cash App is more centralized, but even them, they don't really have a good support. I think they rather not, and they just kind of push their Bitcoin thing as fast as possible to get people using it, because it was trending so much, so they wanted to get it over here. But nevertheless, what you would do is go on Cash App, right? Link it to your bank. Make sure you're in the right, if checking savings. Go to see where the Cash App withdrawals. Always do a test transfer. Always do that. I always send like 10, 15, 20 bucks, just to see if it confirms and goes through it. Something I'm okay with losing, where I'm like, okay, I know that's not going to work. So do a little test. If it works all right, it should work on the bigger amounts too. And Don't freak out over the time. Pay attention to how long it takes to transfer that money to. That's another thing. Bitcoin is slower. This isn't the Bitcoin Lightning Network. This is just normal Bitcoin. So all you do is go over there, buy Bitcoin, go on Cash App. You find the tab to deposit or withdraw. Withdraw, my bad. Yeah, because you'll be withdrawing it and depositing it here. Then you sign up with Kucoin and choose Bitcoin or choose any other option on Coinbase that you can go with. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me see here. But choose an option. I'd go Bitcoin. Deposit. You can go into main account, trading account, margin account here. Make sure it's BTC right here because these are different networks. So these are like not a derivative of Bitcoin, just in a different form. So if you're just sending Bitcoin from Coinbase or Cash App, most likely it's just going to be BTC. Then all you have to do is copy this and then go over to Cash App, paste it on the withdrawal tab, right? And withdraw that. And it takes about anywhere between 15 to 45 minutes. Sometimes I've seen like an hour. It's a pain in the ass sometimes, but it'll come in there and you'll be able to have Bitcoin over here, right? Then what do? So this gets into the strategy I'm talking about here. So once you have the money in the account, you can go to spot trading. Actually, no. I'm going to show you the easier way. It's spot trading because I have it saved. So up here I have all what I'm talking about, the leveraged coins, like I was saying before, saved. So if you didn't have any saved yet in like a portfolio, you go to derivatives, go to leveraged tokens. Now I'm going to go over why they're so great in a second here. I'm just going to give you a quick example to understand how it works. So as you can see, BTC 3L. This is 3 times long on BTC. BTC 3S, 3 times short on BTC. Now, I found this very useful in getting quick flips. So let's say you have $100, right? And you're like, I would normally, maybe it's a weekend, you don't have work, and you're just like, okay, I'll buy this and maybe sell it later in the day, depending on what the price does. Maybe I'll make $20. Why not? This is that amplified, right? So if I bought Bitcoin when it was $30,000, let's say, I'll go over here and show you. If Bitcoin was at $30,000 and went to $60,000, you would normally see your holdings increase by 100%, right? Because that's 100% gain. You doubled 30,000 to 60,000. But if you bought the Bitcoin 3 times long, 3 times. So all it is 3 times that 100%. So you would see a 300% gain because you're doing 3 times the movement, right? So it just amplifies your whole portfolio. But at the same time, understand 3 times up also means 3 times down. So Bitcoin 3 times long, if you're long on a position, that means in the long run, you think it's going to go up. If it goes down 10%, right, you will see on your side, it goes down 30% because 10 times 3, 30. But if it also goes up 10%, you'll see a 30% gain. Works both ways, right? This is great for doing a quick flip. If you have $100 and let's say Bitcoin goes up 5%, well, now it goes up 15% for you. So now you've seen a $15 gain on that position, right? $100, 15% of that is $15. It's a good way to just keep rolling the ball, the money ball, I guess I'd say, especially when the market is in times of, buy the dip kind of emotion, trying to get in there and get your position set. So when it does go parabolic and blast off like it usually does, you'll be in a good position to get a lot of those gains, right? This is a lot different, this derivative they have, the leverage tokens, because of these features. Number one, there's no liquidations. So you know anything about a collateralized loan on DeFi, there will be liquidations. It would say something like if Bitcoin, I can get this Bitcoin long position at $30,000, right? Let's say it's Bitcoin sitting at 30,000 still. Put this in here. What if it went to 35,000 and I saw a pretty good amount of gains because I am getting 3 times the percentage gain. But what if Bitcoin fell to 25,000? So like I said before, you're going to see 3 times the losses too, right? If Bitcoin fell to 25,000, I should be a little worried if I didn't have the feature of no liquidations. Because on the exchange, it might say, in your position, if Bitcoin hits $23,000, if you're long, because you're hoping it goes up, right? So if it falls to 23,000 from 30,000, there's a chance of liquidation, which means they will sell my Bitcoin to pay off that leveraged loan, because you're technically taking a loan off of this. It's just behind the scenes. This is the front end of the Kucoin website. This is the front end. But behind the scenes, they are taking that extra risk for you and making a profit off of it because it brings more people to their exchange. So understand that that is a crazy good feature here. No liquidations, right? Other best feature, no interest. So some of these loans will charge you interest. If you try to go to Compound and get a loan, on the Ethereum chain, you'll see interest, maybe 2% yearly. But it is great to know that you have no interest. For one reason is, if I wanted to say it's at 30,000, right? Bitcoin is. So I have no liquidation and no interest. So basically, I could buy this Bitcoin 3 long when it's at 30,000 Bitcoin. And even if it falls to 20,000 and I'm like, listen, I have $3,000 in here and I think Bitcoin's going to hit 60,000 by the end of this year, 70,000. I don't have to sell. Number one, I'm not paying interest, so it doesn't hurt me to hold the loan, right? I'm not paying anything back. I'm just sitting here. It's like holding something in your portfolio. And there's no liquidation. Bitcoin could hit $1 and I'd still hold my position. Not very smart. You should sell your position, but you could do that. This allows for the strategy of buying Bitcoin long at like 30,000. And let's say Bitcoin long's at 30,000 and you're up to 35,000. And you're like, well, I think it'll go up maybe to 38, but I want to protect that downside, In the case that 35,000 falls right back to 32, I could go short Bitcoin. It's in the name. So you're shorting the asset. You're guessing it's going to fall. So now, just like the other example, if you go up 10% with Bitcoin long, you're really going up 30%. Short works the opposite, as in you want the price to fall. So if Bitcoin goes from 35,000 to 30,000, you are seeing 3 times the gains. You're actually gaining on that position. I don't know the exact math. If I were to say, Bitcoin was 30,000 and it fell to 15,000, it lost 50%, right? If I was short at 30,000 and it went to 15,000, I would see a 50% gain, right? Because it fell that much. Now I would see 3 times that if I was in a 3 times leverage position. It's just 3 times the asset's normal movement, right? And they also have other options. I'm just using Bitcoin. They have ETH, Cardano, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, VeChain, Litecoin. There's some other options that I think they're going to add more, but the great part is you could do little flips. If I would suggest putting 500 or 1,000, in, and if you're long on Bitcoin at $40,000, which is more of a short position, I think, in this market, we don't know for sure. You could take a short position, and if it falls to 30,000, now you have a good amount of money to buy right when the dip hits. That's the greatest part of shorting. You sell at the dip instead of selling high. So when you sell at the dip, you're like, well, now I'm going to buy other coins that I like, right? Now maybe you even sell at the dip with the Bitcoin short because you made 3 times whatever that dip was in percentage. Now, buy the long, right? You see what I'm saying here? It's just a back and forth. Bitcoin falls, you make 20, 30% on your money. Okay. Now the chart, if you have TradingView, is looking great to turn the other way. Now you just flip the script. Now I'll buy Bitcoin 3 times long. And then you see another 30%, back and forth, back and forth. I've been kind of doing that over the past couple months because of its unknown sediment. People don't know. It's so much fear and uncertainty that I'm just kind of reaping the benefits of that fear and that doubt, definitely, because people don't know what's going to happen. I know in the long run, all the coins I hold are going to do good. So I'm fine with that. So, yeah, that's basically it. It's not a crazy strategy. The hardest part is going to be getting money there and figuring out when to buy and sell, right? And the last thing, I kind of went over that, right? 3 times leverage. It's just so great to have 3 times the profit with no interest and no liquidation chance. You're pretty safe doing this. The only thing you're not safe of is selling at, lower than you bought in because you see more down pressure at the same time as you see more up pressure because it's 3 times. That's all you got to really worry about. But I think that's it for KuCoin. I'm actually going to put in the description a referral link to get free crypto on KuCoin. So get that because you might be able to get enough money that you feel is worth to go into maybe the short or long on Bitcoin. So it'll help you get a little more money in the bank. and push your guys' portfolios, right? Another thing that I'm watching up here in the back right now, look, man, DeFi perp, I love seeing it. I love it and I hate it. I'd like to get more of a bag built. I think this is a 200-day moving average. We're way above that now. We were trending more with it before, right? I would like to buy more before this crazy squeeze happens at the top here. But man, that market analysis I was talking about before, like a couple days ago in that other video, check it out. I'll put the link in the description, or link at the end of the video, sorry, for you guys to check out that video, because I kind of predicted this would happen. I'm really happy to see that the market is actually kind of weirdly moving exactly how I thought it would. It's going a little faster because my line was here. So this was the trend line if the dip that we saw was, instead of a dip, a rise. That's all you got to think. So if you inverted it, let's say we fell 50% over 14 days, this is 50% up in 14 days from all the way down here at like the lowest area. This was just a long, slow trail of death, right? Now we're seeing much better trail of positivity and happiness, I guess, because people are liking DeFi more. Now, these lines I plotted just at the highest high from this point, the first build up here after the bigger crash, because at first we were looking like we were going to hit this like kind of roadmap here. I was happy, honestly, we didn't see that, so we can get in better buying positions, because I definitely got a couple dips in here that I purchased some more coins. And at the bottom here, at the lows, it's keeping the same trend. I mean, it's following like this at the same speed. I wouldn't say the same speed. It's going a little faster, but the same angle, I guess, I would say, from this point. It helped a lot that we had this kind of outburst here, because now it's at a really high that we got to beat. I mean, it's some resistance up here, and we already broke through it, so because we're over here at 8,000, all right, geez. Maybe I need to check the charts a little more, huh? Because we're aiming for this 8,500 and we're only $300 off. And Bitcoin's also at 42,000. That's why it's pushing. It's probably its resistance around here. Yeah, what did it hit? Yeah, 42. Was it 400? Yeah, look at these charts, man. They're just fucking going. Is that 38? See, if you bought that Kucoin Bitcoin long at this position, this is also, I should add this in. This is what I check out. I go on TradingView. I head to percent. I go, let's say 5 days. Where were we here? If you were right here, if you bought right here at the dip, it's about 0%. If you bought at the bottom of the dip. And now, up here is about 10%. Let's say you had the best scenario. If you did this with, just normal Bitcoin, you'd see 10% gain. You see on the right here, 10%. These numbers, I just changed it to a percent graph. You would just see 3 times that. You'd see a 30% gain. It's great to actually have that ability to leverage here. But yeah, guys, sorry I went off on a little tangent there. I just like to say how I'm pretty surprised and happy that this is continuing the trend almost perfectly in these lines, and also really well with what I put out there in my analysis on what I thought was going to happen with the market, But other than that, I just like to tell you guys I appreciate it that you're watching the videos. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the description, because I have the Coinbase referral in there for 10 free Bitcoin. If you haven't, $10 free, not 10 free Bitcoin, $10 free of Bitcoin. And who doesn't like some extra Bitcoin? Get that in there. If you don't have Coinbase, it's going to be necessary for bringing money onto DeFi. You're going to need some exchange. This is the big question. How do I get my money to DeFi, right? So check that out. Also, Kucoin going to have, like I said before, the referral in the description, so you guys can check that out and get some free crypto. Other than that, join the Discord. Trying to get more people in here. Got a little sneak peek on my coin picks over here. This is just what I've been really researching, and I'm up a pretty good amount on. Head over here on the Discord. It's just Crypto Circle, and check it out. Also on Instagram, it's Crypto Circle or Crypto_Circle 2021. Now, I haven't posted anything yet, but I have been putting up stories for when the videos are coming out and what's going on, with crypto. So check this place out too on my Instagram, and I might be able to get you guys some extra bucks, right? But have a good day. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.